I'm recording.
What's good, y'all? We come back here for another video. Hey man, Buu Saga review. We finally finished it. Remember when we went to Cell Saga review and the Namek review? Now it's that time once again. Hey man, got movies coming this week, so make sure to stay tuned and check them out. Just got the last episode up, so check that out. Go keep how we're moving on with the saga, and let's get into this review real quick. I'm just gonna go first. Obviously, Rune and Jake's are the important ones that matter because it's their first time watching. Obviously, y'all know that. That's the whole story plus DBZ. But for me, with the Buu Saga, listen, going into this, I mainly watched Z. Like, I watched pretty much all of Z and like a bunch of clips from Kai and like stuff like that. But I don't think I ever watched Kai full way through, you know. But obviously, I've seen the important parts, and obviously, I know what's happened. I've watched it about 30 times. Listen, going into this Buu Saga was like debated. Like, I can't really, I've never really been able to decide on my favorite DBZ arcs. I love them all so much. Between Namek Saga and True Buu, like I literally love all three of those. Like tied. And I was never able to pick, but I could say watching it on reacting to it with Room and Jake, I would say this was like the most slow one. I don't know if it was because of Kai for me personally, considering I like Z. Watching it wise, like reacting to it, like it didn't feel like the same as like obviously we've said this a bunch of times. It's just a completely different experience for Room and Jake, in my opinion. Like everyone that watches DBZ, it's just a completely. They're watching it with people that have seen it, that are always gassing it. And it just what you call it. So and they're not as young, so maybe that's something to do with it. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I mean, 30-year-olds love Dragon Ball Z to death, so in my opinion, it doesn't. But you never know. I watched it as a kid, so I couldn't tell you. But it's peak for me. For me, it's peak. It's peak. I loved it. I love Buu as a villain. I loved Vegeta's character development in this. The sacrifice was fire. Him turning Majin was fire. We got to Super Saiyan 3. Gold Tanks. There was so much stuff. Mystic Gohan pulling up was fire. Early Buu was fire to me. The World Tournament. It was just a great concept. It had great plot in it. Great foreshadowing. Great development. In my opinion, it's a peak 10 out of 10 arc. That's just me personally. But watching it wise, it was not as fun to watch as the Namek and Cell Saga. I think that the watching that was better reacting to it wise, and that's pretty much all I gotta say about it. So let the real opinions matter, and yeah, I loved it. It was peak for me as usual.
I mean, Rune knows. We talked about it a little bit, so I think we're in the same opinion. But Buu for me is, let's say for DBZ's sake, not like in everything I've watched. For DBZ, 100% the worst one I've seen out of Namek and Cell. I think they had good moments, like Fats was saying. There was definitely like cool moments, iconic moments, and probably not as iconic as the first Super Saiyan, obviously, but definitely it had its moments. The thing was, like, Buu was cool, but like some parts were like pretty drawn out. You know what I'm saying? Like Buu, like when he was killing everybody, like all the normie shit, like we understood, like okay, he can make everyone into candy, like we don't care. And then like that shit was so long and like drawn out, I felt like. And then Mr. Satan, he did his thing. I'll put my respect. Mr. Satan did his thing, but like he also, you know, like it's not like when I see Mr. Satan, I'm like, let's fucking go. That's not how it is.
Nah,
so, you know,
it's just not like that. Like first time, like I hated Mr. Satan first time watching. I hated Bulma first time watching, and then the thing is, when I got to Super and like rewatched it, it didn't like bother me as much. So I think that's the same thing that's gonna happen with y'all.
That's fair.
Because it's not gonna bother y'all as much in Super, I don't believe. And also, what I was gonna say, fucking knowing the whole time that Mr. Satan like pulled up to the last arc, that's when I was finally like, all right, it was at least for a reason, you know? Because before that, I thought it was just for no reason, and I hated it, you know? So that's what was me with Mr. Satan. That's my Mr. Satan take. But nah, he's one of the worst anime characters. Like I hate him, but at least he pulled up in the end. It made sense at least. At least it made sense and was like kind of like.
They made it work. All right.
I like the foreshadowing with the dog, Boo being a good person. It did all make sense. I was happy about that.
But in terms of hype, it was Namek for me, Cell, and then Buu. Not to discredit Buu, it was good, but in terms of the other two arcs, Namek was just different. It was just different. But that's kind of where I'm standing. I'll let Rune do his thing. But
yeah, I think it mainly, like the main thing is that Namek and Cell were like I'll say they were peak. Like I'll give them the peak word. The peak word. Boo had like moments, but I can't like call it peak because like Namek and Cell were like legitimately peak anime to me. Like that was some good shit right there. Freaking Buu Saga, like bruh, like Mr. Satan is definitely a critical factor in this shit not being as cool. Cause like yeah, like I don't really hate him, but like Jake said, I'm not excited to see this man on the screen. I'm trying to see Goku or literally anyone else except Mr. Satan, and like What else is there? I mean, Fat Boo. I mess with Fat Boo. He was cool. Yeah, they did drag out a little bit, like him killing people. That's whatever. The Saiyaman shit, they dragged that out early on. Like that was kind of annoying a little bit.
I think no, not to cut you off, but a slow part for us was surprisingly too, because I didn't expect it, was the Gotenks versus Super Boo. That was a little
Weird.
Bro,
Buggy.
I was literally about to get into that. Yeah, so freaking the fusion and shit with Gotenks and like him fucking
It was
around.
supposed
Like,
to be like it's so good too. Like it was weird that I haven't watched it in Kai personally. That's what I'm gonna blame it on, but I could be 100% wrong. You know.
Yeah.
like in the end, like once it was final, it was cool. But like he was fucking around and
Yeah.
fooling around
Yeah.
so much, bro, with his
It was-
ghosts and shit, talking trash. I'm like, bro, you're not Vegeta. You can't talk trash like that. Like you are not like that, bro. It's not
I didn't
entertaining.
remember it like that. I didn't remember. it.
That was they were definitely dragging that shit on. But yeah, I mean, in the end,
When
it was,
Gohan
like-
pulled up, after that it was cool again. At least.
Yeah, oh, like, I mean, like, in this, like, when it started, I was like, bro, Gohan, like, I'm really messing with this dude now.
Yeah.
But I knew deep down that, like, people always say, DBZ fans always say that Gohan gets hoed eventually, and I can see
Yeah.
kind of now, like, how he got hoed, kind of. So I do see that now, that he did get hoed, even though people like Kid Gohan, but we, like, we're the opposite. Me and Jake are the opposite. We like adult
completely.
Gohan. But, yeah, they did kind of hold him. Gohan should have gotten, like, more cool moments as an adult, because he's pretty cool now. But, yeah.
I thought it was
Yeah,
his
I mean-
time.
Lit,
I thought
but-
it was his time.
Yeah, I literally
Nah.
thought it was his time, and then it wasn't his time.
Yeah, that's how it was supposed to be. This time it was kind of like, I mean, he got the Mr. Gohan, which was like dumb strong. Like, when he obviously pulled up in, with Buu, if he never got absorbed, I think Gohan would have won the fight. He was going crazy, but with Gohan, it's like the Super Saiyan. Like as a kid, like people didn't love him as a kid. Like y'all didn't like him at all. And then, like, but they didn't hate him as much as y'all. And then Super Saiyan 2 just, like, went, like, stupid. Like, that rage mode, like, that's when they, like, loved him. And then that's what everyone was thinking, but he didn't get, like... I mean, he was supposed to, like, I'll just say it, like, he was supposed to be the main character. And then, like, they ended up going with Goku, like... That's what they ended up doing. Like, they were too scared to switch it. He wasn't on, like... The only person that's ever really done that hung their balls like that was Naruto and Boruto. Like, no one has ever switching their main character, you know? So, that's kind of how it was.
The best stretch was when we switched to Z. Like whatever that stretch episode was, like that was like the best stretch.
I liked Z. So I mean, the dialogue for me just hit better. I liked that, but that was really like it for me. I mean, I would take the less episodes though. Like not that much of a difference, but like I personally just liked. Like I watched the Buu Saga in Z and remember all the iconic lines. Like that's why we had to switch for the Vegeta part because the Vegeta part was not as good in Kai, no doubt. But hey, man, it was a fun watch. It wasn't like it was boring, but it was definitely it's very good to me, and it wasn't bad by any means. Just reacting to it wise, probably wasn't as peak as Namek or Cell for us. But again, this is a completely different way of watching it. But either way, it was cool.
Yeah, on to the next, I guess. I don't know what's
Yeah,
happening anymore.
on to the next. So I mean, it's not over the DBZ judgment for the first time watchers, obviously. Obviously we have Super to go. And it's gonna be very interesting. I will say this: it's not like as much Mr. Satan and like jokes like that. Like it's very different. So we're gonna see if they like it or not. I'm very interested to see if they like it or not because a lot of people love it and a lot of people don't like it as much as Z. A lot of people are like so. A lot of people say fan service, etc. But I personally think it's very, very, very good. But we'll see. We'll see what y'all think. I mean, it's gonna get into a lot of conversation because a lot of stuff happens. So and it's canon completely. So we'll see. Alright, y'all. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Y'all let us know what y'all thoughts of it. We appreciate y'all. We're gonna get these movies out and get Super started right away. Hey, we need y'all to support Super crazy. We need y'all to go stupid. We can get more consistent with it to help it, but we need it like prime days for real. So, hey, we're gonna be the best doing it with Super. Obviously, I have some first-time watchers, but we really need y'all to come through, like as if it's Namek Cell Saga. We need that. Obviously, it's gonna be hard considering there's nothing really as iconic as that. Although, obviously, there's something in Super that did something. And at that point, we're gonna need it. It's gonna build up. So, but if you're real DBZ fans that want to show Rune and Jake how good the series is for real, because again, I would say it's in their top 10, top 15ish, maybe if they're lucky, top 7ish. If you wanted to get up to that top 5, y'all gotta show them the support and show them why it's so good, bruh. I appreciate y'all. Like, subscribe. Hey, man, it's in my top 3 forever. Not Love Dragon Ball, so.
Me would still like DBZ. That's all I'm saying.
You can send that in.